Shouldn't we get Angel? Juliana's going.
I was waiting for you.
Okay.
Vamos a pegar ela. Well, it's true.
We all ready? Sergio? We all ready?
Yes.
Okay. Good evening, LULAC. Thank you all for being here, and thank you to everyone that helped make these elections possible, as well as the conference this past weekend and Conexiones yesterday. I hope that everyone that participated had a great time. My name is Gabriel Antonio Toisher. I'm a junior BA political science major, a proud Aggie, a proud Mexican American, and a proud member of LULAC. By the end of the semester, I will have been a LULAC member for a full academic year. I'm also the president and co-founder of LAPO, the Latin American Politics Organization. To me, LULAC represents the culmination of Aggie and Latino excellence, selfless service, and community. My time at LULAC has been marked by service, expanded consciousness, intellectual, professional, and personal development, and new friendships. LULAC has truly shown me that by being a member, I belong to something greater than myself or any individual member. During my time with LULAC, and through the many interactions I've had with fellow members and officers, I've been able to identify a few key concerns and frustrations regarding LULAC's procedures and direction. We are living through uncertain times, and uncertainty, when unchecked, further aggravates our concerns and frustrations. What LULAC needs is expansión, estructura, y éxito. Expansion, structure, and success. My goal as vice president will be to promote civic education, expand outreach and organizational partnerships, establish consistency and structure, and increase intellectual and professional engagement. While we may be limited in our activism and advocacy, that does not mean that we must limit ourselves in the pursuit of knowledge. I have witnessed the members' hunger for education and involvement. We can satiate that hunger and promote civic education by holding nonpartisan civic educational informationals to explore state, local, and federal political processes and systems. I also want to expand our outreach to increase membership and conference attendance. We can accomplish this by organizing marketing campaigns and forming coalitions and organizational partnerships. Coalitions, partnerships, and teamwork are what makes us strong. I want to establish consistency and structure in our processes. General meetings are too short. Events fall through, and communication is not as clear as it should be. We can fix these issues by standardizing our procedures. One of the best parts of LULAC is the professional development. I want to improve this and complement it by having intellectual development as well. I propose having more professional workshops and intellectual discussions. You may be asking yourselves what makes me qualified to accomplish these goals. Like I stated previously, I co-founded LAPO, the Latin American Politics Organization, and yesterday, alongside the Venezuelan Students Association, VENSA, we hosted our first ever guest speaker event featuring Mr. David Solans Figueroa. He is a prominent Venezuelan intellectual, activist, and politician. During his time as mayor, he was exiled from Venezuela, and now he spends his time speaking at university campuses, international institutions, and political organizations, bringing awareness to the situation in Venezuela. With less than a week for preparation, we were able to get over 40 attendees, and the event was a success. Throughout my time at the university, I have fostered many useful connections at the Bush School and with other faculty. This past weekend, I connected with a Hispanic network and am currently working on coordination for increased collaboration with LULAC. I have met with Eric Herrera, the National VP of Young Adults for LULAC, to set goals and plans of action. my experience as a legal intern and student leader make me uniquely qualified for the position of vice president. I look forward to working alongside the current and future LULAC team to make LULAC stronger. So please, if you believe in what LULAC stands for and all that it could be, vote Gabriel Swisher for vice president. Yeah, so a current conversation that I'm having with Eric and with the LAPO exec is to actually make LAPO a affiliated LULAC council. That would mean that LAPO remains separate. It would be its own entity with its own goals, but it would be pioneering for a new field of LULAC engagement. With that partnership, we could then open LAPO LULAC councils around the country. So that's something that's in the works. And I'm a member of LULAC as well. Regardless of the results of this election, I still care about LULAC. It's like Angel and I think Jackie also put it this way, and it was a very beautiful way to state this. Leadership isn't about the individual. It's about stepping up to meet needs and caring about something and making sure that what you care about is accomplished.
And how will you push to make LULAC more politically informed without pushing groups on topics? How will you keep conversations nonpartisan?
Yeah, so this is something that I navigate weekly with LAPO. It's something that I've gotten used to. Obviously, I'm still learning to make it as smooth as possible. But because of our limits when it comes to activism and advocacy, and then just my personal beliefs on democracy and having open conversations without pushing any ideology, what I would do is act as a mediator, create a safe and welcoming space for intellectual discussions regarding politics, but I would maintain a unbiased stance. What I mean by that is I would essentially give it to you guys, give it to the general members and officers, just the general members to discuss. Myself and the rest of the officers would have to maintain the middle ground and make sure that it doesn't seem like, LULAC would be pushing anything on anyone. And that's really just done through behavioral norms, setting standards at the beginning of those discussions, expressing that to people openly, and not being afraid to tell people that we're not trying to get them to think any certain way. We just want them to think, right? Latinos, unfortunately, have some of the lowest political participation in the country. Again, while we may be limited in our activism and advocacy, the very least that we can do is educate ourselves and each other.
And how will you manage being president of LAPO and vice president?
Yeah, so if you couldn't tell by everything, I'm very type A. I have certain ways that I like to do things. And really it's about time management, and teamwork. So next year, I will be taking 9 credit hours in the fall and 6 in the spring. What that means is I'm going to have a lot of time on my hands to really take care of LAPO and LULAC. Time management, using software and tools to make sure that time frames are separate for each organization. Being on top of everything. So this summer, one of my goals is to essentially have everything for LAPO prepared for next semester. If I do get elected to be vice president of LULAC, I would want to do a similar thing, just to make processes as easy and seamless as possible next semester. And teamwork. Leadership isn't about dominating and doing everything yourself. It's about delegation. It's about oversight. It's about collaboration. So I'm not going to promise that I can do everything myself, and I think that's actually a strength, not a weakness. As vice president, I will be making sure that my coordination with the president and the rest of the officer board would be very clear communication, constant communication, right? Consistency is a big thing. And yeah.